Me right now is Robert Moses. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning. Nice to see you.
I've been talking to you since very early this morning.
Yes, longer than I care to admit.
Robert's been on the air since 4:30 this morning. And Robert, you've been anchoring this morning and you've been talking about a lot that is going on in politics, citywide and statewide. And it is now official. We have several official endorsements that have come down this morning for Governor Kathy Hochul, who, of course, is running for reelection. So get us up to speed on everything going on.
Yeah, we foreshadowed that one was coming from Mayor Zohran Mamdani, and indeed this morning an op-ed or an opinion piece of his landed on The Nation. There you see it right there, and he lays out his case for why he is endorsing Kathy Hochul. I'll paraphrase some of what he said, but I think the key thing is that Mamdani gives the governor credit for allocating more than $1 billion in state funding for one of his key promises, which is universal child care. It was interesting. I want to read you just one line from, or two lines actually, from this article, because clearly they don't agree on everything, and Mamdani acknowledges as much in here. He says the governor and I do not agree on everything. We have real differences, particularly when it comes to taxation of the wealthiest at a moment defined by profound income inequality. I continue to believe that the wealthiest among us can afford to pay just a little bit more. That's really been the biggest wedge between them, because Mamdani wants to raise taxes on the wealthiest. Hochul, especially in a re-election year, does not, and she has stood pretty firm on that. And yet he is still endorsing her.
He's still endorsing her. And going back to when he was running for mayor, she always had a reluctance to her endorsements. So
big time.
Take us back to that, and also how Mayor Mamdani at the time reacted to the way that she eventually endorsed him, but how she went about it.
Yeah, I mean, the timing was interesting because she didn't endorse him until after he had won the primary and he was the Democratic nominee. And then when she did, it was kind of a meh endorsement, like, I kind of have to do this. He has been fairly cordial about it. I've never really heard him say anything, like she should have been more full-throated. I think it's understood that there are some political differences between them, but Mamdani in this op-ed says, hey, we don't have to agree on everything. We don't have to be on the same page ideologically, but I think we need to kind of be on the same page with these big tent issues like affordability. And they agree on enough that he has decided to endorse her. And actually, go ahead, sorry.
I would say, also coming today, speaking of a big supporter of Mayor Mamdani, Attorney General Letitia James. She made it official.
Yes, and then that's where I was going. You read my mind. So Letitia James also endorsed Kathy Hochul and her running mate, Adrienne Adams. We'll talk about that more in a second. But just reading a bit from Letitia James's statement that she put out this morning, she says, thanks to them, meaning Hochul and James, Hochul and Adams, our state is safer and costs are coming down for working people. That from Attorney General Letitia James in her endorsement of the Hochul ticket.
But so the Hochul ticket. So Governor Hochul announced that her running mate is Adrienne Adams. So first of all, right out of the gate, though it is historic because it's the first time ever New York State has it's the first woman-led ticket. But what is interesting about her selection of Adrienne Adams, of course, the former New York City Council Speaker?
A couple things. By the way, I should lead off by saying that they will appear together today for the first time since this announcement, 4 o'clock today in Syracuse. They'll be together, so that'll be interesting to see. But to your question about what this lends the ticket, first of all, it gives it some regional diversity. You have Hochul from Western New York, from the Buffalo area, and Adrienne Adams from Queens. So you have some city representation for Hochul. And then you also have just some racial diversity on the ticket. Adrienne Adams, first African-American city council speaker in the New York City history. And so those couple things really benefit, I think, Kathy Hochul. Adrienne Adams ran unsuccessfully as mayor.
Yeah, that's my question. Does that hurt Kathy Hochul at all with the New York City vote?
I don't think so. I really don't. I think, you know, now Bruce Blakeman, the Republican opponent,
Yes.
calls Adams radical and blames her for the budget deficit that the city is facing.
Right.
But I don't think Adrienne Adams, that is, her poor performance in the primary is really going to hurt Kathy Hochul. I think it will. It's not a make or break. Polls have already showed Hochul leading Blakeman by a mile, and she is expected to win.
Have we ever seen the ticket like this running mate really impact a governor's race? That's my next.
Not
question.
really, and it's interesting too because this is the first time that normally the lieutenant governor is elected separately. This is the first time that the governor is actually choosing his or her running mate, and they're running as a ticket. They're running together
versus
not
separate
separately.
elections.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So today, obviously Fox 5 tonight on the 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock news will have their appearance together.
Yes, my colleague Morgan McKay, who does a great job with this, she's already. I sit next to her, so she's already making
in her
calls,
brains
and
in Syracuse.
She's going about 100 miles an hour already. But yeah, she'll have the latest on the Mamdani endorsement. He has an appearance later on today, so he of course will be asked about
questions about
his motivations for endorsing Hochul.
Sure.
And then after that, we'll see Adrienne Adams and Kathy Hochul together in Syracuse. So we'll have plenty of developments to talk about beginning tonight on the news block at 4 and 5 and 6 and 10.
Yes, and
tomorrow.
all of the newsroom lives in between.
Yes.
1 p.m. as they get ready for that. And then tonight at 8 p.m. as well, we come back right here to the newsroom, and that'll be live streaming. And Robert, good to work with you this morning.
You as well. I'm just checking my notes, making sure there's nothing else to
any other quotes or things from
you,
Mayor Mamdani.
I'm sure we'll hear plenty more from both of them today.
All right, good. A lot going on in state and city politics with that. So thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I guess we're going to step away for a second here because, Robert, as you know, when you came to work this morning, the bitter cold is back.
Oof.
It felt like a tropical heat wave when it was 35 degrees or 33 degrees the last couple of days.